It's time for us to get into the Sunraysia Footy League report, and the Own United Kangas and Dean Jardine been good enough to join us way out at Kawanji, right out in the, I guess, the far west as you can get in Victoria. Hey, Dean, how are you?
Good, thanks, mate. How are you?
Yeah, real good. That's Larry Perkins' country, the great race car driver.
It is, mate. We're actually out at his farm today doing some work, so yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. Oh, we'll say good day to Larry for us. He's an absolute star of that region. Of course, the Murrayville people that down the road, all part of playing footy down there. But I know you blokes at Own United last week, you needed to get the race car going with Larry. It just couldn't seem to get the job done at Underbull. It was so close. But Merbein have pipped you 14-12-96 to 13-6-84. And, gee, I tell you what, you've lost some close games this year, haven't you, Dean?
We have, mate. Yeah, unfortunately, it's I think that's four or five now, pretty close ones. So, yeah, plenty of positives there. I didn't get to speak to you last weekend, but we actually had a heap of injuries. We had 6 changes from the side before. Obviously, coming up against Merbein, I think they were on top or second. So they're travelling along pretty well. Really young side in, and yeah, Brad and myself are pretty proud of the boys' efforts to give them a good run for 4 quarters.
Oh, proud of their efforts. But what about this? Now, young Sam O'Shaughnessy, we talked about him on this program for the last 3-4 years that we've been covering Own United footy. And I reckon, is he 15 or 16 years old, this kid?
He is, mate. Yeah, he's just turned 16. So he was... Yeah, there was 2 boys that were under 18 that actually made their debuts on Saturday, and were both very good. But yeah, Sauce kicked the bag. So
6 goals out of the team's total of 13. You named him as your best player as a 16-year-old in his debut match. I mean, what a performance! And as I say, I have been following his progress through the grades. He's always played a grade above, and sometimes 2 grades above. When he was back 12, I reckon he was playing under 16s. Might have even played a couple of 18s back then. But that is fantastic from the kid.
Yeah, it was, mate. It was. There was no doubt about it. He was certainly our best player. He was probably the best player on the ground. So, 16-year-old playing a key forward position to come out and kick 6 on debut is it's a pretty special effort.
Special effort. Next to him was Dallas Willsmore, and I know that Sam had a arm injury this year, so Dallas will be able to get around this kid, and with his elite level of training, it's going to be good because this young fella could go and progress further. I know in the interleague level he's been spotted for that, so we'll watch him closely. Smith was good. Benny Moles had a great season for you, and Mead and Monaghan were good. Jamar, Stanbrook and Mead all booted too, to add to young Sam's 6, but it was too good on the day for Merbein. Having a look across the other senior comp, the games that were played, it was very well played to Imperials. They beat the Redcliffs 15-11 to 8-7. It was South at 10-11 over Robinvale Euston 9-14. And this one, Mildura 9-7 beat Wentworth 4-11. Mildura might have just put their hand up as a side that could still make the finals.
Yeah, I think they're definitely the side out of the top 4 that'll go closest, mate. So I think they'll obviously with South losing a few guys, they'll probably end up taking their spot in there, I think.
I reckon you're right. Now, the realisation for you and your side is that you've got virtually 12 players that you would want to select that you just can't select with injury. The realisation you won't play finals football now hits home, but the reserve grade played reasonably well, but just again couldn't get there. Merbein 7-8 to 5-8. Merbein being one of the top sides in reserves. These guys have pitted themselves with, let's just say, a list that doesn't got all your players available and did really well.
Yeah, they did, mate. They fought it out, so it was a good effort by the boys. Obviously, a lot of guys missing from both grades. So same again. I think had some kids step up out of the under 18s and played some pretty important roles, and I think there's a couple of them named in the best players, so that's it's always promising for the club.
Yeah, going forward, it certainly is. Better players, Ryan Muir, Jake Chris, Kynan Mildy, one of the young guns, Nick Vine and Timmy Weir too, was really good. 18's tough against this mob, Merbein 11-5 to 2-2. But Ethan Munro, Darcy Krebs, Darcy Kerr, Will Nihil and Isaac Scott were amongst it in the 18s. How did you see the young lads there? I mean, they did score, and that's important, particularly given a lot of the lads are up playing higher grades.
Yeah, that's right, mate. They're, they fought it out. Credit to them. It was a pretty, tough, contested game. It was a good game of footy still. But yeah, you take out. I think we had four in the seniors out of the under 18s, 4 or 5. So obviously, you put them into a junior side in your top 18. It makes a big difference and goes a long way. But same thing. There's guys stepping up out of the 16s and playing roles and filling the positions. So it's a good learning curve for all them guys.
Very good learning curve for them, and kids that are coming up like young Jack Wisniewski, who played in the scratch match in the 16s, and Kyle O'Brien and Finn Brown and Blake Smith, all those kids played pretty well in the scratch match. And then in the 12s, no 14s game at all, but the 12s you had young couple of young good players, Aurora Day there, and young Kai Weathers and Harry McVicker and Nigel Hamilton in the 10s. Got a mention on the Facebook page, and really great to see those kids progress. Let's have a look here at round 13, and it's big matches to be played. You blokes go up to Wentworth against them. I reckon if there's anything you want to say, make a statement about, and that is that as you get some good players back from injury, that you actually fashion the top 4, and you get a chance to do that against Wentworth this weekend, Dean.
We do, mate, yeah. So, yeah, unfortunately, we thought we were going to go in with a couple of guys coming back in, but we had a couple go down last night, so it's been the story of the year. But we've had I think we've had 3 changes, so we'll go up there with the same attitude we've had, mate. If we know when we're playing our good contested pressure footy, we've matched it with the top side, so. We should have beat Wenny at Unnable last time. I think we led them all game, and it was nearly the last kick of the day. So the boys are confident enough we can go up there, and if we play it on our terms, I think we can probably upset them on their home deck.
Yeah, some young kids in, young Sam O'Shaughnessy, young Grace is still in that side, so great to see. It's going to be an important one, particularly given that probably is a reasonably strong side. I mean, I've got to say, even with those kids in, that they've earned their place in the side and they're in your best 21 at the moment. Yeah,
they certainly are, mate. They've been, everyone that's come in to play a role or, do a job has certainly, played their part for the team. So it's like we say, Brad and myself, we harp on it all the time, but injury creates opportunity, and there's a lot of these kids that are taking their chances. So for instance, on Saturday, young Heath Smith played on Josh Carmichael, who's probably the best player in the comp in the middle, and really shut him down. Obviously we had Sauce up forward, and Joel Grace was lively as well, and then young Brock Mildy down back. They had a lively little forward that was sort of getting away from us, and Brock, I think he's just 17. He went on to him and shut him down from half-time on. So, yeah, it's them guys are certainly playing their part.
Oh, that's really great to hear. Well done to the kids there. The 2s, there's still a chance mathematically to make the finals. Have you got enough players back into the squad to strengthen up your reserves grade?
Unfortunately, I think there's about 5 or 6 changes again, so... they'll be up against it, but in saying that, they have got a couple of key guys back in there. So, yeah, same thing, if the boys turn up and they're switched on, pretty sure, we knocked off Wenny in the reserves last time out, so hopefully they can reproduce that.
Absolutely. The 18s should get a game regardless with Wentworth up there. And Wentworth are just above you or just actually fracture below you. So if they do play 18s Wentworth, then I reckon you've got a still chance if the boys may have to double up on some games.
Yeah, that's right, mate. So I think we knocked them off out there last time as well in the under 18s. So no doubt the boys will be they'll be quietly confident. They can hopefully get the job done.
Yep, 16s. I don't think there's a game, is there?
No, I don't think there is.
All right, let's hope for a game then in the 14s. Wentworth have got a side there. How will you go there? Do you think you'll get a side on the park in the 14s?
Yeah, we'll definitely have a side in the 14s. It's sort of been one or the other, I think, 16s or 14s. So it's just a bit of a juggling act. But yeah, main thing I suppose is that at that age the kids still get a game in. So I think we should have a 14s, a 12s, and a 10s side. But yeah, no doubt I think Wenny are pretty strong in the juniors. So yeah.
No, really good stuff. Great to have you back on board out there. Tell you what, doing the liney work with the electrical side of things out at Cowangi, home of the great Larry Perkins. No doubt you'll get that truck coming back. You'll have it boring back through Underbill pretty soon.
Yeah, hopefully not too far away, mate. We'll be on the road, so look forward to it.
Good stuff. Just don't drive too fast like Larry Perkins used to, and you'll be right in the truck. Good stuff. Great to have Dean Jardine on board with us here on the Friday Night Sports Show. We'll catch you then, Dean.
No worries. Thanks, mate.